How
Thank
are you
you.
tonight?
I'm good. How are you?
Good, good. We're rolling on through. I saw you pop. Did you pop into Morrigan's a little bit?
I did. I did pop out because I am only admittedly halfway through book one of DCC,
Oh,
and I didn't want any spoilers, but then
no
I popped back in at
spoilers.
the end.
None,
Yeah.
none, none, none. Yeah, I know. We could talk about Dungeon Color Carl for forever. So I had to roll it back. I was like, okay, we're gonna talk about you now.
Right.
'Cause that's the whole point. I'll just do my little spiel, but hi everybody. I am doing these like get to know the author, or get to know the book talker, narrator, whatever, book content creators here on TikTok. I want to get to know people. I want to get to know the community, and I want you to have the chance to share your story. I do upload these to YouTube.
Yep.
So you can go up, check them out literally whenever. But glad to have you. If you want to introduce yourself, I don't know. Do you want me to call you JP? I didn't want
Yeah, JP's fine.
to. Okay,
We don't
perfect.
have to do the full title.
Yeah, that's.
It's a mouthful. Just like Morgan, not my real name. It's my pen name. So, but I'm JP Cameron. I am an aspiring author, and I have taken a bit of a hiatus from TikTok, but I'm trying to change that in 2026. So,
Here you are.
but yeah, yep, here I am. Currently working on my second rough draft of a new book. So, like, it's a new series, but I did write a book during COVID, but I didn't finish it. Like, I didn't edit it, I didn't publish it, but I wrote a whole book. And I was like, oh, and then now, like, years later, I'm like, it was trash. I need to go back and edit that and change a lot of things. Because I've learned so much over the last
Mhm.
6 years about writing. And so now, because I didn't publish that, I'm like, I want to go back and change that eventually. But the new book that I'm working on is currently taking up a lot of headspace. So,
I believe it. What genre? Give us like a little hint of what it's about.
so it is a fantasy book. It is got some grim, dark tones to it.
Mhm.
If I were to describe thematically kind of what I'm going for, if you were to mix like Arcane with Mistborn and Full Metal Alchemist, like
Ooh.
that's kind of the vibe that I'm going for this.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's taking it every day that I do new world building stuff, I like, have to remind myself that this is still part of the process. It's
Yep.
just getting deeper and deeper and deeper. But yeah, it's exciting. I'm super stoked. I got a couple brainstorm partners that I just bounce ideas off of, and when they get hyped, I get hyped. So
Oh, that's probably the best feeling. I was actually going to ask you later on if you have any like are they authors that you like collaborate with and kind of do that, or are they just like trusted people in your
just
life?
two best friends.
Perfect.
So yeah, they.
Perfect.
But one of them is also an aspiring author. But he's having some struggles, and I'm trying to help him through that as well because that's what friends do.
Oh, absolutely. It's so important to support each other no matter what.
Yeah,
Highs and lows, you know what I mean? Because then you know who your true
absolutely.
friends are for sure.
Yes, for sure.
But also just having that Bhutan community too. Like you
Mhm.
find your people and you
Yep,
lean on them, you know, and you might be millions of miles away, but they become your best friends.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
I have like that's the craziest thing about TikTok is that, like, especially during COVID, like when people started like really ramping up making content and everything. Like when I started doing cosplay stuff. I was
oh,
doing
cool.
like cosplay, like we were doing like the tags, and we were creating stories with these OOCs that we made, and it was just crazy. And I met a lot of people through that, and then through that met some, like, you just keep meeting people, right? And it's
It
like,
snowballs. It
yeah, and it just
snowballs.
snowballs to where, like, now, like, I have like a specific group of people that we have like a Discord channel
Oh,
together, and it's
cool.
just like a bunch of different people that we met from different tags from years ago. And like we try to do like a meetup like every year or every 2 years. Like 2 years ago we met up in England. It was so fun. And it was just crazy. Like, it's like the people that you meet because of this app is astonishing.
My best friends in the entire world I met through this app right here.
Yep. One
You,
of yeah,
yep.
one of the best friends that I mentioned, I met him through this app, through one of those cosplay tags, and then I have another best friend who lives out in Utah, and I met her through like it was a more writing RP tag and like
Mhm.
mixed with cosplay, but then it just kind of we just slowly stopped. Like we started losing like as COVID started to end, we were like, oh, we have to go be adults now.
Ugh,
And
the horror.
no more getting locked into our houses when we get off of
Right,
work. We have
right.
and dressing up. Now we have to go to work and we can actually go out and do things.
Yeah.
So it turned more into writing, and that's kind of when like I really kind of like made the decision like because like I would write scenes with my friends on these RP discords, and I was and like literally getting like the most positive like angry comments like how dare you make me cry, like I hate this
Right.
but I love it, you know, like how dare you rip my heart out like that. And then like my friend Sid, who lives in Utah, she was like, you should really like, I told her, I was like, I think I'm about writing a book, and she goes, you should. So she's really kind of like the reason why I started, so why I made that decision.
Gotta have people in your life like that. I love that so much. You gotta pat
Yeah.
yourself on the back though with those moments though. Like even though it is like
Oh
a bad scenario,
yeah.
you're just like I could connect to them with those characters that well. You know, you
Mhm.
gotta be proud of that. I can't wait. So how far along are you in your current book?
So I haven't actually put like fully descriptive chapters together.
Hmm.
Right now, what I'm doing is a ghost draft process.
Okay.
And ghost, I don't know if you're familiar with ghost draft or any
No,
of the
please
people
explain.
that are here are. So I learned about this actually kind of recently within like the last year. So ghost drafting is kind of what the writer for Attack on Titan did, which is if you're going to write like a book series, like you would write a synopsis, but as if it was being told by two people at a bar that
Okay.
had nothing to do with the events of the book. So it's
Okay.
like just two people that are at a bar having a drink, and they're just like, "Did you hear about this thing?" And they just tell this story.
Oh, I like that.
And
Okay.
yeah, so
Casual.
yeah, casual. What you're doing is you're getting all of the major plot points down. You're not doing any of the dialogue. You're not doing any of like the major descriptors of what buildings look like or what cities look like or what landscapes look like. You're just getting the meat and
Yep.
potatoes down of your story,
Hmm.
and then you go all the way to the end. So you start at book one, you go to however long you go, you get to the end, and then you go from the end backwards back to book one, so that things that you can start putting things into book one that would come to like either pay off at the end of the series.
Like
So you
some
got,
Easter eggs you could
yeah,
throw in at the right spot and make sure
exactly.
it like
It
is.
makes it look like you knew what you were doing the
Yep.
entire time, and you
Ah,
really didn't. So like the problem I'm having right now is like I'm getting to a point to where a lot of things have to start being laid out for books. Like I've got book one done, but like I still am like this was supposed to be a trilogy.
okay.
I'm foreseeing 5 or 6 books, and I'm like, like while I'm not upset about it in complete like truth because it's getting bigger and grander and more epic,
Yeah.
but I'm like, this was only supposed to be 3 books, and now we're talking about doubling that potentially. So, but I'm getting to the point to where it's like I'm maybe getting close to like the middle of it, but I want to get it done so that when I start actually putting descriptors for chapters in book one, I already know where I'm going. There's no confusion.
Yep.
I feel like once I have that done, my process will be super fast, and I'll
Smooth
be
sailing from there. Yeah.
it's smooth sailing. I already have I have 2 different forms of editors lined up so that when I start finishing chapters, I can start sending them stuff.
Mhm.
But then the idea is like trying to make it more like a well-oiled machine. I send them a chapter. I'm already working on the next chapter, and however long it takes for them to get me that chapter is however long I get many chapters done, and just keep that process going to maybe where by the end of it I'm, just waiting for like the back half of the book to be sent back to me for me to give some edits to and
Yeah.
whatnot, to where maybe once this is done, I can, boom, just put it out.
So if the
So
first one is done, you said, right? Or like you're pretty much done?
the synopsis is done.
Synopsis.
Like
Okay.
the ghost
So
draft of it's done.
do you have like a deadline in your mind of when you'd like to release it?
I had a deadline last year that I've already not met.
Fine.
I'm
New
George
day.
R. Martining it. I was like, yeah, I want to release this
No.
by my birthday of 2026, and I'm sitting here going like, there's no way that that's getting done by my birthday this year, which is in April. So it's like, yeah, it's not happening.
Okay,
I'm
April
really
what? I
hoping
have to ask.
uh, April 7th.
So you're an Aries like me?
I am an Aries.
Ah, look at us. I
Yes,
love it so much.
Aries Sun, and then I'm Sag for both my moon and my rising.
Oh, okay.
So
I'm
it's like
like,
all fire signs,
oh,
and like it's like when I tell people that they're just like,
like
and I'm
scared a
like
little bit,
a
a little
little
bit.
bit, but like I've also been told that I'm the least Aries person that somebody's ever met. So it's like I don't like obviously I got that Aries temper like every Aries does, but I do think that like there's like a level of calm about me that like for some reason people just go, "Are you sure you're an Aries?" And I'm
Yeah.
like, "Yeah, I know when I was born."
I don't know much
So
about Sag, so I'm like, I'm
I don't see
wondering if
how three
maybe,
fire signs like make some kind of calming personalities, but like
maybe they like
maybe.
negate each other somehow.
Yeah,
I don't know.
fire plus fire equals you have some calm moments, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, it did make it a funny joke for when I took one of those like Avatar: The Last Airbenders. What bender would you be?
Hmm.
And I got Fire Nation, and I was super pissed about it. And I went to my friends, and I was like, "This is ridiculous. That this test is not accurate." And they were like, What did you think you were going to
Right.
be?" And I was like, "Water Tribe, duh." And
They're like,
they were
no,
like,
absolutely
yeah.
not.
It was like one of my friends was like, "Honey, no, no, you're not." And I was like,
You
"Okay,
just want to be. You
I just
want
want
to.
to be Water Tribe." I even had like a whole defense. I was like, "Well, water can be rough just like fire." Like that's like
I mean,
they're
you're
like,
not wrong.
yeah. And then
Hello, tsunamis, hurricanes. Come on.
that's what I was thinking. But then one of my other friends turned around and goes, "Well, if you weren't fire, you still wouldn't be water." And I was like, "What would I be?" And he's like, "Earth, you stubborn bastard." Like, and I was like, "Well, are
Wow.
we friends?" And he was like, "I love you." And I was like,
You know what? The best friends tell you how it is. You know, or
"Oh
tell
yeah,
you how it really is, you know? So
100%."
that is
Yep.
awesome. Sorry, I just throw that in there because sometimes, it's fun to talk about a little zodiac
Yeah.
stuff, you
Yeah.
know?
I'm not
Okay.
one of those guys. I'm not one of those men who are just like, "Oh, you're talking about zodiac signs? I'm out of here."
Most of the people
Like,
I talk to are interested and they want to know what
yeah.
theirs is. If they haven't gotten into it, we'll just sit there and we'll, co-star it up or whatever.
Yep.
Be like, okay, tell us what time and date and where you were
Yep.
born.
Yep.
We'll figure it out. We'll explain it to you. Oh gosh. All right, that's a tangent. But anyway, so okay, so your deadline ish for your first book.
Could
We're
I
moving
mean
it
I would
around.
so I work for public schooling
Okay.
as my 9 to 5, and so I get summers off,
Okay.
right? So I am right now planning like little easy cheap writing retreats for myself. So I'm planning on going. I live in Louisville, Kentucky, and I'm planning on driving to Des Moines, Iowa, where my cousin lives, and she's a big help in my writing process. And over spring break, I want to go and spend like 4 or 5 days there, and just sitting with somebody else who's creative and just writing. But then in the summer, I'm planning on, since I have all that time, taking a little bit of a longer, like kind of like retreat to her.
Mhm.
To like, like I even told her, I was like, "You don't need to take vacation time. Like, she works at
Yeah.
Starbucks. I'll just come sit in the lobby. It's free,
Yeah.
and like, who cares?" So I am planning on hopefully getting a lot of this knocked out over the summer, to where maybe in the fall I'm just working on editing.
Okay.
And just seeing like that, and maybe for an early 2027 release. I There's still a lot of things that I want to find. I want to find a cartographer for a world map. I want to find an artist for my cover. Even though like I have sketches of like what I think the characters look like in my head, I don't want to draw my cover. Like I would
Yeah.
actually rather just have somebody who's like really, really good at art. Like I'm not bad.
Hmm.
I'm not like really, really good at it. I want somebody who's really good at it to like make an amazing cover. for this. So yeah, that's pretty much if I were to ballpark, it'd be
Okay.
maybe early 2027.
Kate wanted to know real quick what you do for your day job because she is also in the school system.
Okay, yeah, Kate, I am what we call an ECE instructional assistant. So for English, plain English, non, you know, weird words for job titles. I am a teacher's assistant for moderate to severe disability kids in high school. So I spend all my day with kids who have autism, physical disabilities, and we teach them about life skills. And like we teach, like we've been short staffed this year, so we haven't been able to go out much. But usually we do try to take the kiddos to like Dairy Queen and like, hey, like here's how you would like go for like to order food that you want, and like here's how you do a transaction, like how much you're gonna look and see how much it costs. You're gonna look at how much money you have, make sure you have enough money for that, etc. Uh, Showing them how to get on public transportation so that they can get to jobs when they end up entering the workforce, and doing all that kind of stuff. And then we also, are there for our kids with like on the more severe side where, the nonverbals and just the great things that they get to show us every day. It's pretty good. It's a pretty great job, honestly. I really enjoy it.
That is freaking amazing. And just so you know, she is a behavioral analyst and she
Oh,
also same type similar situation as you. So
that's very
I
cool.
had a
Yeah.
feeling. I was like, I think you have the similar
Yeah.
job there. So I love that. Reading, back to reading. That was a
Yes.
little side quest we just
Oh,
went
it's
on.
okay.
No, it happens all the time. We go off on several different
Yeah.
paths
I
here.
mean, I'll talk about my MSD kiddos all day long.
No.
I love them so much. They make every day interesting. So
I could just hear it in your voice and like the way you were speaking. Like you're so passionate about it. I love that so much. Oh. Um,
thank you.
okay, so back to reading. Yes. What we didn't talk about the types of books that you like to consume yourself.
Mhm.
Where did you start, or like how old were you when you started reading? Have you always been a reader? What types of genres? Like that whole spiel.
Yep, been in and out. So when my grandmother would tell you that I've always been a reader.
Okay.
Since I was a little kid. She was also worked in public education. My mother works in public education, and now I work in public education. So it's a very passionate thing, and reading has always kind of been there. But I was a little rebel, and when I was in public school at times. And I remember when I was in middle school, I had to do a book report, and I remember telling my teacher, I don't like to read. Like I don't like to read. I don't want to read. And she she was like, well, here, how about this? I'm going to pick a book out that I think you would like, and then you read it. Don't write a book report. You just come and sit with me and you tell me about the book. You don't have to write anything. You can just sit there and tell me about it. And I was like, all right. So she gave me the first Harry Potter book. And while obviously
Yeah.
2026,
Yeah.
I have my I have my stances that I stand firm on.
Yep.
I tell people this all the time. I hold these books in a light of what they did for me and not what they are. And what they did for me when I was in sixth grade was get me back into reading as a passion and not something that I had to do for school. So yeah, and then it was on from there, right? I was hooked to the series as a young kid and was in love with it, just like all the kids were when those books were coming out. And it led to other things. So then it led into me going, all right, there's this cool dragon movie coming out called Aragon. Well, that's a book series. Let me read that. And then I read that book before the movie came out, and I was like, wow, this is really great. And then I saw the movie and was utterly disappointed.
I've heard. Yep.
Yeah, but the best thing about it was the visual effects for the dragon. She was great,
Yeah.
and she was voiced by Rachel Weisz from the Mummy franchise. So like I was okay with that. But then that just kind of like it started getting to be more and more and more until I got to in my 20s and started having to get a real job, life, and pay bills and pay rent and all of that. And then I just kind of like I still collected books, but like I would never like read a lot of books throughout the course of a year.
Yeah.
But then here recently, this was back in, I want to say September of 2024.
Okay.
So in September 2024, my best friend, who is also one of my brainstorm partners, he is a huge reader, and he was like, "I really think you should read Brandon Sanderson.
Mm.
I think you would like him. I think I know you pretty well. Um, let's read the. You should read the Mistborn books. Read the Mistborn books." And I did. I read the first one. I called him when a certain event happens in that book that threw me for a loop, and I
Oh
gave him a
man, I still
yep,
have to read them. They're
yep,
right there.
yep, big loop, and I went, a big middle
Yeah.
finger to you,
Okay.
buddy. And he was like, okay, totally acceptable response to what you just read. And I was like, all right. And then, of course, like I'm reading the rest of the series, and by the end of the third book, with like 2 to 3 chapters left, I'm sobbing, texting him like, "What did you get me into?" And he's like, "Just finish the book, dude. You're almost there. Just finish it. Just finish it." And I did. And then I decided to start making TikToks about my Cosmere journey.
Okay. So that's where you
So
started. Is
that's
that
where I
on your
started
book
with book
talk?
talk.
Okay.
Yep. So I started talking about the Cosmere books, and I wanted to go on a pretty advantageous task of trying to read every Cosmere entry. And I did it within a year. I think I did it so I started in September of 2024. I think I was finished by February 2025.
How many?
Um,
I know he's written a ton, but
yeah,
I don't know a
so
number of how many books.
I have them like right here. So I'm also kind of like looking at it's like, so there's the 2 eras of Mistborn. So that's 7. There's all the short stories and novellas. It was something, I think it was something like 16 to maybe even in the 20s of entries if we're including novellas and short stories.
Okay.
So like, like I knocked out like a novella in a day on audiobook. Like
Right.
it was not hard. Short stories you can read. I think I read like 2 of his short stories in like a day.
Tress.
um
I think I did Tress in a day.
Press is
I
so
think.
good.
I
I
love that
read
one. Yeah.
it's honestly, I don't, so out of his secret, because that was a secret project stuff that he did, where nobody knew those books were coming, and there's 4 of them. I haven't read the 4th one yet because it doesn't get released till next month.
Mhm.
But out of the 3, Tress was my second favorite, simply because one of the other ones I felt just hit on a weird emotional level, that I didn't know how much it resonated with me, which was kind of like it was kind of like his stance on anti AI. Like
Okay.
he kind of like wrote that into the book, and I was like, this is an anti AI propaganda book. Like I
Oh,
actually kind of like this.
yeah.
Like he's
Yeah.
very like he was
Yeah.
like, and it's such like a unique way of doing it too. Oh, like only the Cosmere could contain it. But yeah, so it's like in the 20s, I believe. I'm Cosmere current now, so I'm just waiting for the next book.
All right. Oh my gosh, that is
Yeah.
ambitious and wow. Okay. I
Well,
yeah, I
especially
have
with
to
Storm.
admit I haven't read many of his books, but this year I was going to try to make more of an effort because I would like to go to Dragonsteel at the end of the year. So,
Oh, I cried. I cried because I saw all the videos from Dragonsteel and it
yeah.
was Mistborn. And I would rate, as of right now, Mistborn's probably my favorite trilogy ever.
Okay.
And so like seeing them reenact scenes from the trilogy, I was like, why am I getting emotional? Like,
Ah!
oh my god! And I was like, I texted my best friend who suggested. I was like, bro, if we were there, like, I'd be sitting there like crying next to you in a room full of strangers because they did this particular scene. And he's like, I'm immediately doing the slamming my sandal down on the floor and screaming emotional damage.
I'm sure people were
Um,
there crying. They had to have been tearing
oh,
up.
Oh, had to be. Yeah. So, but yeah, I ever since I learned about Dragon Seal, I was like, I need to go to the World Hopper Ball.
Yeah.
like because I clean up good and I need to, I need to get there. Like I don't know what it is. I look great in a suit and I need to show off and I need to go there with like all the people that I love and care
Yeah.
about and we need to have a grand old time. The fact that there's not a lot of like the fact that we as a society don't do balls anymore
Oh,
is
yeah.
ridiculous.
Agreed.
Like
Agreed. We should be able to dress up. I think that's why I really like Renaissance festivals too, is that you
yes.
can just like go all out and
Yep.
it's acceptable. It's actually kind of odd now if you walk into a Ren Fest or whatever and people aren't dressed up. It's
Oh
like
yeah.
weirdos, you know?
Right. I saw one guy, he showed up with like a regular just plain outfit. And then I think his friend bought him like a long brown like trench coat from one of the stalls and he was like he's just the doctor
There you go.
from Doctor
Done.
Who. And I was like that's a good friend. He was like walking around going like I'm not walking around with it because he was fully decked out. The other guy had armor and he's like
Yeah.
there's no way I'm walking with this civilian.
This like dude in
Like
a t-shirt. No, absolutely not.
yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah,
I,
no.
I would love to come to the Texas Ren Fair, Mr. Stouffer. That would be freaking awesome. I've heard great things about the Texas
Yeah.
Ren Fair.
Yeah. I say the Maryland one, that's 40 minutes away from me. I try to go every year if I can, but there was a long period of time that I couldn't go, just work and things. But yeah, I love doing that. But yes, back to the ball thing, abso-freaking-lutely. We should
Yes,
have them all the time. And I'm
I
glad that
agree.
some of these book conventions and events are popping up more frequently, even though we know there's some drama attached to some of them at
Yeah,
times.
yeah,
But yeah, no, I want to make an effort to get my ass to some of these because you're right. It's
yes,
great. You feel confident. You're like
absolutely.
dressed to the nines, and then you get to
Hmm.
step out and dance and have a good time with like-minded people.
Yep,
Yeah.
and nerd out about things.
Yes.
Like
Yes.
one of my favorite things to do is just sit with somebody and nerd out.
Yeah. I mean, we're kind of nerding out a little bit. A little
Absolutely,
bit.
we definitely have room to get some more nerding out.
Oh my God, so much. I was like, it's only been like, well, it's actually already been a half an hour, and that's kind of crazy.
Yes,
Well, close, but anyway. All right. So, okay, so what did we last talk about? We talked about your reading journey
yes.
up until, so you were a Brandy Sandy fan.
Yes, and now I have ventured. Now I'm like venturing out. I'm like I want to read so many different authors that I hear so many great things because like I had to have obviously I had to have a plan after I was done reading the Cosmere to be
Yeah.
like, what am I going to do after this?
Hmm.
So like I've read some James Islington. I hope I'm pronouncing his last name right. I've read the first book of the Bloodsworn trilogy by John Gwen. I can't wait to get into the rest of the series. The first book was really good. Really loved Orca so
Yes.
much. Like one of the top, not just FMCs that I've ever read. She's one of the top MCs I've ever read. Like I don't know what it was about her. Like I was like itching to get to more Orca chapters,
Okay.
and not that the other two were bad. They were good, but Orca was just every time I felt like I was reading Orca, I was like if like visualizing like if this was a TV series,
Yeah.
like she would be just like she'd be like the new slay queen of TikTok,
Yeah.
like literally slaying people on screen.
I can see the actress in my head who would play her from, I think it was from Vikings. Did you ever watch that?
Yeah, I never finished it. But I did
It's
watch
really
like
nice.
like most of it.
If I say that, if I can, okay, the name is killing me right now. Lagatha.
Oh,
Yeah, like that
yeah,
in my head was Orca the entire time.
yeah.
Just a complete badass.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah. And just like out for vengeance,
Hmm.
like she's coming to kick some ass. Yes. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, Malice. Malice. I'm reading Malice right now.
That's
Kate
yeah.
swears by it, so
Hey, I after that just one book by John Gwen, like I'm pretty much willing to read anything he writes. So yeah, like that's honestly, like I said, I'm really excited to get back into that because I've been kind of jumping around. Like I have right now, my current physical read is another indie author on TikTok named Maurice, and it's his book Cello's
Bella's
Gate.
Gate. Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yes. I need to read
I
that.
am yes, I'm like 60 something percent through it. Like
Okay.
Like
Good.
yes, oh yes, it's just like physically me having the time to sit down and physically read like tons of chapters in one night is like kind of hard.
Same.
But so I kind of like it's TMI, but I use it when I go. I take my book with me when
Yeah.
I go to the bathroom,
Not
like because
TMI. We all
nobody's
do it.
bothering me there. Nobody's gonna bother me when I'm
Yeah.
in there, so it's the perfect place to read.
Most
And
people bring their phones anyway, so that's way
right,
better.
yes, and I've been trying to put my phone down more so
Yeah.
that I can do other things. But like right now, I'm doing. It's like I'm doing all of that. I'm doing all of the ways you can read. So I have an audio. I'm listening to DCC book
Uh-huh.
one
As you
because I've
should,
been
yes.
yes, I've been told that is the only way to listen to these books is through the audiobook because it's just so peak.
Death is amazing.
Um, and then on Kindle, I'm reading Project Hail Mary because I want to try to get that done before the movie comes out.
Ray Porter
I,
is also fantastic via audiobook with that one, just to let you
oh,
know.
okay, cool.
Oh,
Yeah, and then on physical, I'm reading Cello's Gate. So I've got those three. But then like I don't know, like I've also like been really wanting to do my part as like a male in this space.
mhm.
And the one of the last times I went to Barnes and Noble, I was like I was gonna make a fun video about it, but and I just didn't do it. But I was like, okay, what I want to get is I want to get three books. I'm gonna get three books. They have to meet three requirements.
Mhm.
They have to be books in a trilogy. So I was going off like threes, right? I
Yeah,
was like, books in a trilogy, they have to be the first books in the trilogy, and they all three have to be written by women authors.
I love that. You absolutely should
So
do that video.
yes, it's yeah. I mean, it's still sitting in my drafts. I just haven't released it. But I got the first Poppy War book by R.F. Kwan.
Hmm.
I got Jade City by Fonda Lee, and then I got since I did love reading these big chunkers that are called the Stormlight Archives with
Yes.
Brandon Sanderson. I got another big chunker, Priory of the Orange Tree. Um, yes, yeah. I mean, one, look at that cover.
The cover is gorgeous.
It's
This is the
it
most
is
intimidating thing in the world.
beautiful to look at. Um, so those were the three that I got, and I got that for it was like it was on sale for like 19.99, and I was like, well, yeah, I'm gonna get this. So I got those, and um, then I got a $50 gift card to Barnes and Noble for Christmas, and then I ended up getting the rest of the Poppy War, the trilogy. I got hold on, it's right here. Oh yeah, I just went on an RF Quan binge. So I got Babel, and then I got Catabasis, and I was like, something just tells me I'm going to enjoy RF Kwan's writing, and so I'm just gonna get all of her books. That's it. Like I
Sometimes have a
believe in the
vibe.
internet.
You
Yes,
just
I
know.
believe in the internet.
Yep.
Like and it's just yeah. So those are on there. Like on my TBR. I do have the sequel to The Will of the Many by James Islington, The Strength of the Few, that I need to read. Everything's going to be put on hold once the new Brando Sando book comes out because that's just I don't know. I just he is probably my favorite author
He is
right
your
now.
auto buy. It doesn't
He's my
matter
auto
what's going
buy.
on.
He's my
Yep.
auto buy gets moved right to the front of the list
Mhm.
to read. But yeah, I've got a few things like I have Blood Over Brighthaven that I
One of
really
my
want to read.
favorites.
Yeah, I've heard so many good things. I need to move that up to the front. That was the same. She's the same author who wrote Sword of Kaigen, right?
Hmm.
Yeah, and I love Sword of Kaigen. I can understand people's critiques of that book, but for me, it just hit. Like
You'll
everything about it
love
hit.
Blood Over Brighthaven then. They are
Okay.
totally different.
Yeah.
I was told this as well before I went into them. I actually read Blood Over Brighthaven first and then went into Sword of Kaigen. And
Hmm.
I hate to admit this, but I preferred Blood Over Brighthaven a little bit because
Okay.
it's more like there's like alchemy and it's still a strong FMC. I won't get too much into it, but it's
Yeah.
totally different vibes. But obviously
Okay.
her writing is so yeah.
Kate,
I
I agree, Kate, that there is no valid critiques of the Sword of Kaigen. I can understand why people would critique it as in their opinion, but like in my opinion, like everything about the book hits.
I actually have it right here.
So, I've been trying. I need to get a physical copy of the Sword of Kaigen so bad for my trophy collection because I did do it on audiobook. But yeah, it like her writing was so good too, and just the story that she told in the Sword of Kaigen, like to rip your heart out in the middle of the book and then go, hey, there's still like 15 to 20 chapters that we're gonna do.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're kidding. Like, I'm devastated now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh my God. And then what a and I am a little upset. Not well, I can understand the creative choice not to make a sequel or a prequel. I just wanted more in that world after reading that. And then she's come out and said there is no plans to revisit that world. Like,
I would love a
there's no-
prequel.
I
I
would
want to see
love a
more of
prequel.
her back in the day. Yeah.
Yes, a prequel would be so good.
Yeah.
But yeah, like that was really good. I'm trying to think of other things that I read. Uh, other things that I read, because I tried to do that 25 for 25 and I
Mm-hmm.
fell short. I fell short of it.
That's okay.
But yeah, I think I got like 15, but I was like, that's still over a book a month. I'm
Still
good.
good.
Like,
Yes. Yes.
like, I think I told my friend, I said, I'm going for 26 this year. I'm trying to do
Mhm.
26 and 26 and 26 because mainly 26 is half of 52 and we have 52 weeks in the year. So I'm like, that's a book every 2 weeks. Like if I
Yep.
can keep that average going all the way through the end of the year, like that's a good
Yes.
achievable goal where I'm not stressing myself out.
Right.
Because I had a friend who read like 52 books last year and I was like, bro, like
Yeah.
I can't. Like I
Well, you're
can't.
also writing a book
Yes.
yourself
Yeah, which he
and
is like.
working.
Yeah,
Like,
he literally said the same thing. He's like, brother, my brother in Christ.
yes.
You are trying to write a book that I'm going
Literally.
to read. Don't worry about it.
Don't put that pressure on yourself. Oh
Yeah,
my gosh.
yeah. I just
It
try to
ugh.
read because it helps me. Like like it does because it's like okay, like what can I be doing, or what do I want to take from like maybe this person's writing style? Like
Mhm.
Maurice and Cello's Gate. Like I'm friends with him. I'm mutuals with him on TikTok,
Yeah.
and I actually messaged him and I was like, dude, I'm trying to write my book so bad. And every time I pick up your book and I read like 3 pages, I'm like, I need to be writing my book. Like, not in a sense of like, I don't want to read this,
Yes.
but in the sense of like, dude, your writing is just like so good to me
It
that it just like
inspires
as
you.
I'm reading it, I'm like, I need to go write.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and he was
You're
like,
finding
dude,
inspiration from another, source.
yes,
And I mean, shit, it's better than doom scrolling like most of us, like when you should be reading or doing other
yeah.
things.
COVID really messed us up with the doom scroll.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
bad. It's like sometimes I can't go to sleep unless I'm like doing this.
It's
And then
horrible,
I'll fall
actually.
asleep like because I have a pop socket, so I'll fall asleep and it's like I'm holding a cigarette or something. Like,
Hey, you can't
at least
have
it
a
won't
hurt
burn down the
wrist,
house.
guys. You gotta
Right.
support the wrist.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's why I had to do a funny story. So I don't know how much you know about the Stormlight archives. They're big chunker books, right? And I read the first one physically.
Okay.
And
Wow.
yes. So bathroom breaks, right? Hurt.
Yes.
My wrist would scream at me like, "Dude, what are you doing?"
Yeah.
And then I read the whole book, right? I read the whole book. I was like sitting at a desk, like eventually, like just like looking over it, like I was like the lo-fi girl,
Yeah, but then your neck
just
starts to
studying.
hurt.
Yeah, exactly. I ended up powering through it, and then I told my best friend who was the one who suggested it, and he goes, and so there's a bit of a like a little yummy little tidbit about like just culture in this world where the men in the Stormlight archives don't know how to read. So the women are like some of the more powerful people in the world because they know how to read and they have to read every important thing to every important man in this world because they don't know how to read.
I'm
It's
not
like
mad at that.
yeah, it's such a good little like I was like I love this. So when I told him that I physically read the first book,
Yeah.
he literally was like, "You didn't get it read to you like a proper Alethi man," and I was like, you have such a good point. And then it was audiobook from that point on.
That's hilarious.
Um, yeah, it's like, but I still have them because like if I listen to a book or read a book through audiobook, I still need a physical. It's like a
Yeah.
trophy.
Do you have a lot of physical books?
Yeah, I have a decent amount. I'm just gonna.
Little,
It's
yeah,
not
and
completely organized, but
oh no, no.
yeah.
Oh my
So
God, I love the lights.
yeah, it's aesthetic.
I love it. It's so cute.
So I have a decent amount of physicals.
How much have you read, like percentage wise, of them?
Of what's on my shelf.
Yeah,
At least half.
that's great.
Yeah, at least half. There are some books like I have like all of the R.F. Kuang books on there. I have and there's some books that I bought like I said, like I did either audiobook and then
Hmm.
I just have the physical copy. Um but then like okay, so like there's like I have the Lord of the Rings trilogy that I've
Hmm.
never read. Because every time I try to read it, I get stuck on Tom Bombadil and can't get past it. But I have that. And then yeah, I have like my Percy Jackson. I have some of my Percy Jackson books. Which again, I read that as an adult, even though it's a YA. But I was like,
Hmm.
I there was just something about the Percy Jackson books that just like I was like, as in, I feel like as in like I was like, this is like better than Harry Potter now. Like I don't know, it's just my personal feeling. But yeah, so I have that. I have yeah, this it's about at least 50. I'm going through. I'm like,
Look, that's impressive. I cannot say the same, and a bunch of other people that I've asked that question to cannot. Like, we're like in the 20 to 30%.
yeah.
Like, I feel like
No,
book
no hate.
shopping is
Just
a hobby.
you have to not re-listen to DCC.
Way to call me
don't
out like
tell
that.
don't tell Matt that I said that. Don't tell Matt that I said that. Like he deserves all the rereads in the world, but
He
like
does, and I
that,
am I'm promising myself that I am branching out too. I am unfortunately right now on an audiobook pretty much only kick,
yeah.
just with health stuff. But like
Mm.
I've got Operation Bounce House. Morgan and I were talking about this. I've got Operation Bounce House like 30% done. And I think it comes out next month. And I'm like, I really hope Matt doesn't hate me that I have not finished this book. Not that he cares, but you know what I mean.
Right.
Like my NetGalley rating's gonna go down if I don't finish this damn thing. So it's like I gotta get this done, and I have it on my Kindle, but physical has been really difficult. I'm like, I need somebody to sit there and read this to me.
Right. Yeah, you need an Alethi woman from Stormlight to show up
Yes.
and read to you, which I think anybody who has read the Stormlight Archives, not one person, man, woman, non-binary person would be upset with an Alethi woman standing in your room and reading that to you. They're gorgeous, gorgeous beings. And yeah, it's great.
Oh gosh. Okay. I will get to more of his works this year for sure. Again, if my goal is to go to Dragonsteel, I want to go to that ball too.
I would at least just finish Mistborn
Yes.
because
Yes.
it like if you finish Mistborn, like especially if they do another Mistborn themed ball. I don't know, like obviously, like it was kind of a shock when they announced Mistborn as the theme for the
Yeah.
ball because I was like, really? Because originally, what the ball was, it was like a so there's like a marriage that happens in the Stormlight Archives, but it
Okay.
happens off screen in
Okay.
between books, and the ball was that wedding. So like I guess he's
Oh,
expanding it out now, I guess.
that's
So
really
like now
cool
it's yeah,
though.
this was like the first time that I'm aware, and I could be wrong. And if anybody in the comments like knows, like let me know if it has been different works of his before. But I was under the impression that the World Hopper Ball was only the Stormlight stuff, and then you could come as any character from the Cosmere. But that was really it. But I guess now that Wind and Truth is out, because in Wind and Truth they do kind of go visit what happened.
Okay.
And now like there are events that we did find out, and I guess it would be a little. I mean, he's probably either giving time for people to read the book and get to that scene and that be more public knowledge amongst his fan base before he puts that out in like a live action type, because they hire like you saw, they
Yeah.
hire actors, like it's
Yeah.
crazy. So it's going to be interesting because there's a couple of different books or like series that he has that I could easily see that I could see them doing a Tress of the Emerald Sea themed World Hopper Ball.
Yeah,
Like that would
that'd be
fit
fun.
actually really well with it. Oh, it would be so fun. But like I said, I could see him maybe trying to give some of his other works some more attention
Mhm.
when it comes to that. But there's also apparently rumors that Mistborn might be getting turned into a live action either movie or TV series because he said something about going to Hollywood soon. So we'll see.
Wow. I think I kind of already know the answer to this question then, because we only have so much time left. But what is the one book if you're on a island, that you could only read one book forever? What book would that be?
Ooh, I mean, the easy answer is one of the Brando's books,
That's kind of what I was
but
thinking. Yeah.
I'm trying to think of maybe something a little different. I think I would probably like to bring a book that I had never read before, but knew like I knew about the hype around it, right?
Okay.
Um, so that at least I'm getting a first time experience while I'm stuck on this island. Um, so yeah, that's
What
a
if it
little bit.
sucks? What
It's a
if
little
it
vague
had
of an
like what if it was
answer.
overhyped?
Yeah, I mean I guess that's the risk, but like
Yeah.
I also don't want to beat my one of my favorite books into the ground, you know, like I want like I kind of want, you know, Mistborn to maybe hold like a bit of nostalgia for me.
Yeah.
Um I don't know. That's a good question. Um Lord of the Rings, like
Okay.
because the book I got, it's all three, right?
Yeah.
It would force me to finish it.
There you go.
Like
That is
so
a good answer. That is a
yeah, it would
great
get me
answer.
it would get me over the hump because right now the plan is to get the audiobooks narrated by Andy Serkis because that sounds like it's going to be the way that I get these books read.
Or if you're on an island.
Right.
What do you have any bookish tattoos?
I do.
Oh, please do tell.
So I this is it's upside down, but this is Gimli's axe from Lord of the Rings and that's the Door of Moria. And my artist actually it's a little hard to tell, but she did make it like when the door lights up, so
Uh-huh.
it's like a teal ink that she put in there.
Cool.
It's not done, but there's still some shading she wants to do, and she wants to touch up some of the color a little bit to make it a little more pop. But then on the inside of that arm, this is
I
I
know,
have
sorry. Oh, that
no,
looks
it's okay. Here, I'll just do this. So I
Oh.
have Aragorn's sword, the sword that's broken, and the Elvish is from Gandalf when he's speaking to Frodo, and it doesn't work every day, but when I do look at it and think about it, it kind of brings me down to earth. And it's the line that he says to Frodo: "All that is up for us to decide is what to do with the time that is given to us." So this tattoo is very special to me. I do have plans with my artist to make this like a whole half sleeve of Lord of the Rings.
Very cool.
So the next weapon is Legolas's bow that I'm gonna get tattooed somewhere on me, on here, and then I need the halfling leaf for
Mhm.
the brooches, and then intertwined between all of it, wrapping around my arm, is going to be Smog, like going in and out
Very
of the tattoo
cool. Ah.
with his head kind of ending here with his mouth open, breathing fire. The fire is going to go around my palm, but then the fire turns into the inscription on the inside of the ring, and then inside the inscription circle is going to be the Eye of Sauron. And then it's
This is
going to go.
badass. You
Yes,
have it all
I
figured out. Oh
don't
my
have the money for
God.
this. Don't have the money for this, but it's going to take a long time. I'm going to need to get on the NYT's bestseller in order to get this
You
accomplished.
are going to.
I
You
am. You're
are.
right. Manifest it.
Manifest
Manifest
it.
it. But then above it, maybe, and this is going to hurt, obviously, because it's all bone. But up towards my elbow, We're gonna put Aragorn's crown that he gets at the end of the series, and then above the crown, like we're gonna put like the tree of Gondor, and the tree is going to then spread up my arm into the tree Yggdrasil from Norse mythology, the world tree, and then up on my upper arm is going to be a half Norse mythology sleeve. And I feel like it fits. I feel
I
like
feel
it
like we
fits
need to
because
see this progression. Now I'm
yes,
invested.
yeah,
Every time you get a tattoo, you have to
yes.
post.
Yeah, I'm gonna write the book first and try to get it like
Yeah,
to go
do
viral
that.
and get on the NYT bestseller list, and then I'll just be like, and this is my friend Sam, and she's supervising the progression of this tattoo sleeve.
I love that
Um,
so much.
yeah,
Oh
I
my
do
God.
have. I don't know if this counts, but like I have the avatar symbols.
Yeah, it counts.
So
I mean, it's
yeah,
adjacent, you know?
yeah. I mean, they made comic books, right?
Yes,
That's still reading.
absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm a big nerd, obviously, and so this is my whatever arm. This is gonna just be whatever I'm feeling. Like, oh yeah,
Mhm.
that'd be cool, and it's just gonna be random
Got one
nerd
of
things.
those.
Yep. And then this is the arm that I have planned.
You're
And
actually
then
planning out. Yes.
yeah, and then I like it's so funny because I have like so many things planned, but I do want to get more book tattoos actually.
Mm.
I want to get a Cosmere tattoo from Brandon Sanderson's stuff. I would love to get like some. So you've read. I don't know how much you know about Mistborn, but like there's like alchemic symbols that they have. I want to get one of those. There's a Stormlight symbol that I want really bad because just it's like it took over the whole Hogwarts house thing for me with
Gotcha.
Stormlight. There's like 10 different types of knights, and they all have different powers and they have different ideals. And so there's a test you can take, and it tells you which radiant order you are. And so I know which one I am. I want to get that radiant order tattooed on me somewhere. Yeah, and then I'm sure after there's just something within me that wants to get a tattoo of Princess Donut on a laptop, the sticker of her on the laptop going, I am screaming, Carl.
Yes.
Because that line literally made me, that's probably my favorite line so far halfway through the first book
Yeah.
is like when they're keyboarding to each other and he's like, could you stop typing in caps? It feels
Yes.
like you're screaming at me. Like, I am screaming, Carl. And I was like, oh, it's so
Perfect.
funny. So funny. So I do want to get that.
I think you just need a whole leg sleeve now too. You need like,
Probably.
yeah,
The idea would be to eventually just be kind of like covered, you
yeah,
know?
yeah.
But it's true what they say. Tattoos are addictive.
They are. They sure are. You just got to have the money to keep it going.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the hard part.
The biggest problem.
My last question for you. We didn't even like really get into most of the questions, but that's my favorite because we're just yapping and it's natural and it just works.
I'm a
But
natural yapper.
these last three questions that I'm just trying to ask everybody because it's more for like fun, you know. My last question is, what is your death row meal? I need drink, appetizer, dessert, entree. I need the whole thing.
All right. So for drink, let's go with let's go with it's tough. There's so many good drinks out
So you
there.
could have a couple. You could have like a starting drink, and then you move into
Oh,
another, and
okay.
then you know.
Well, I'd start off with like a citrusy old fashioned, some
Okay.
kind of citrus old fashioned,
Hmm.
just to kill the taste buds a little bit. Just to dull them out just a bit, and then follow that up with an apple teeny,
Ooh,
living my
okay.
best scrubs life.
Love
So
it.
yeah, I'll probably do that. And then for an appetizer, I mean, there's so many good appetizers.
Uh-huh.
I
You
mean,
can have a couple. Like don't.
chips and queso always slaps.
Hmm.
Like just get some chips and queso for an appetizer. Like it's a solid choice. Nobody's ever really I've never seen not one person at a dinner table that I've been at where if there's chips and queso available and we get it, that they're mad that there's chips and
No.
queso on the table and nothing else, right?
I mean,
Like,
even
you
if they're
know,
lactose intolerant, they're still gonna go for it.
absolutely. Well, that's what the salsa's for, right? Maybe chips, queso, and salsa.
There you go.
Okay, so so I'm going to go on this. We'll go two for drinks, two for appetizers, and then I'll do one entree, one
Yeah.
dessert. The other appetizer would be Texas Roadhouse rolls. So
Yes.
right,
Yes.
with the butter,
With the
with the
butter.
butter.
Yes.
So we do that, and then for entree, um, give me a medium rare New York strip with sautéed onions and mushrooms, with some like 5 or 6 grilled shrimp to go with it.
Uh-huh.
A nice good chunk of like loaded mashed potatoes with some like cheesy broccoli
I am with you
for my entree.
1000%.
It's such a good meal, right?
I'm
Like,
salivating.
yes, it's so good. And then for dessert, let's just give me some chocolate ice cream with some espresso like in the cup, like pour the espresso on top of it, and then shave some orange peel zest on top of that. Like I'd be happy.
Ooh.
Yeah. So
Ooh.
I'm a former barista,
Okay.
former
Okay.
Starbucks employee, and I did join the Coffee Masters program that they have. So my coffee presentation to get my Coffee Masters was I did a cold brew. So I made the cold brew myself at home, and then I brought chocolate ice cream, did a scoop, I poured some of the cold brew into it, and then shaved the orange peel. And it's such a good dessert. It's such a good dessert.
I feel like I need to try that immediately. Holy crap.
You absolutely should. You absolutely should. The key is though to get a coffee or a cold brew that does have citrus notes to it, right? You do.
Okay.
So a lot of people, for people that aren't into coffee, I have to explain to them, coffee
Yeah.
is kind of like wine,
Yeah.
where you can pair it with food, and some people don't know that, and so coffee's the same way. When you're looking for a coffee to go with this chocolate ice cream and orange zest, you do want a like a more citrus roasted or citrus flavor note coffee to do it with. Otherwise, it'll still work. You're still putting coffee with ice cream. It's not going to be bad,
Right.
but it really just does take it to that little extra level when you do the citrus note coffee.
I feel like you need, this is just me, my brain going. I feel like you need to start doing videos with like a coffee recipe and a book recommendation.
Ooh,
Like at this,
ooh,
like but be like that. That's the pairing. You know what I mean? Like
yeah, that's a
I
good
want that
idea.
so bad right now.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. If we ever get the chance to meet up at any kind
Yeah.
of function, like I absolutely. So one thing about me before we go is that
Yeah.
so there's the 6 like love languages, right? And it's like
Mhm.
touch, gift giving, etc. Um One of the ways that I just like to show my appreciation and my love for the people that I care about most is I love to cook for them. I could not, you could not put me in a kitchen in a public domain to save my life. I would rather be Boondock Saint executed, right? No,
Oh
thank
God, I
you.
love that movie. Okay.
Um, I would rather that to then, but like if you put me in a house, like an Airbnb with
Yeah.
like 7 people that I love, like let me cook for you and let me like ball out in this kitchen for you. Like I will go through any lengths necessary to give you like a bomb meal. And so like that's like this is something I like to do. I did it in England with my friends there, which was a crazy event, which I can talk to you about that later. It was like 20 people in this house. It was crazy. But I did that there, and then I've done it for a lot of my friends. I just love cooking for like the people that I care about. So if I was ever at a function, I would bring you cold brew, chocolate ice cream, and an orange with orange zest
All right,
over
we're
it.
making this happen.
Yes. Even if it's at a convention, I'll be like, hold on, I got like,
I gotta go,
yeah,
guys. I gotta go
yeah.
make a trip to the
After,
store.
yeah, I'll be like, hey, come get me when this all closes up, and then we'll go to like the hotel bar, and
Yes.
I'll run up to my room and I'll bring the shit down, and we'll do it right here. Let's go.
Perfect. Sold.
So
Done. Absolutely
yes,
yes.
like, do you need a drink?
JP,
No, I brought one.
thank you so much for coming on and hanging
Thank you for
out
having
for
me.
the past hour. Like I said, I didn't even really look at my questions. I have them up that this
Yeah.
was awesome. You
Thanks,
are
Sam.
a treasure. I am so thankful to have met you and had to like spend or gotten to spend this time together.
I
It's
I think
awesome.
I think you're a treasure. One of the bigger TikTok accounts that I love, and I try to make sure that I go through. If I don't see you for a while, and then you do pop up, I'm like, okay, let me go see what she's been up to. Um, so there's a few accounts that I have like that, and I was like, oh man, I really love her stuff. So and then you on top of my best friend with the Dungeon Crawler Carl series, I was like, yeah, I got to get into this. So
Oh,
I'm going to give you credit for that too.
oh, thank you so much.
Yeah,
I appreciate you so much. Well, we're gonna chat more for
yes,
freaking sure, and I can't wait for that
absolutely.
coffee one day.
Yes, it's coming.
Yes. All right. Well, I hope you have a wonderful night. We will chat
You
soon.
too. Absolutely. Thanks for
Bye,
having me.
everybody.
Bye.
Good night.